EMMANUEL WANI is looking for gold. Unofficial miners in South Sudan can get nearly $2 for every speck of gold they find. But the men have no equipment. It's an informal sector and everything is done by hand.
I wish we had machines. If we had proper machines, this job would not be so hard. Machines will help me find more gold so I can feed my family and send my children to school.
Officials estimate nearly $20 million of gold leaves the country every year, some of it illegally. Many say regulating and improving the mining sector would increase productivity.
We have already allocated or granted licenses to companies that are working in different parts of South Sudan. Unfortunately, immediately the instability or the insecurity occurred, and most of these companies have not gone to their concessions to start work.
The peace deal signed in August last year ended a civil war that began in 2013. There is still fighting in some parts of the country, but that hasn't deterred Mark Parker, who heads an international gold mining company.
So the opportunities here are very great. It's going to take a lot of hard work to find deposits, but we're sure they're here, and we're sure that we'll find them and in the fullness of time develop them into modern mines.
But there is no geological database and no official records of how many different minerals are here. For decades, South Sudan depended on oil. It still does. But the falling global prices and the civil war have affected production. Many oil fields and pipelines were destroyed during the civil war, crippling South Sudan's economy, with more than 90% of government revenue coming from oil. Officials say the country is broke and they can't pay salaries. At the end of a long, hard day, EMMANUEL leaves the pit with about $20 worth of gold. He says it'll look after his 2 wives and 5 children for a few days. Fighting restarted in the capital, Juba, just before Independence Day earlier this month. Workers like EMMANUEL say they want peace and stability. If that happens, mining could be a viable alternative to oil and a possible solution to South Sudan's economic crisis. Haru, Mutasa, Jazeera, Kulipapa village, South Sudan.